Hello and welcome to day 3 of the Eggcellent Easter Extravaganza. Now, can you recognise me? Do you know who I am? There are some clues. Am I a bunny rabbit? No, not a bunny rabbit. Am I an Hawaiian dancer? Hula hula. No, I'm not. Am I a sun worshipper? Like to sit in the sun? No, I'm not. There's been more snow today than sun. If you've been watching our videos for a long time, you might recognise the yellow glasses. And you might think I'm a character called Fabula. But no, not today. I'm not. You might think I'm a big rainbow chicken with all these feathers. No, I'm not. I'm Rev Rachel. Now, if we've not met before, you might have been struggling with that one because the only time you would have seen me was on that very quick video at the beginning on Monday. And even if we have met before, you still might have been struggling because I was wearing a disguise. Now, we've started today like that because the part of the story we are thinking about today is when Jesus wasn't recognised. He wasn't wearing a disguise. He wasn't wearing rainbow feathers. But still, 2 of his friends didn't recognise him. Now, this story today carries on from the story we had on Monday and Tuesday. So think back. Think. Can you remember what happened on Monday? Yes, Michelle told us the really sad part of this story. The part we remember in church on Good Friday. She told us the part of the story where Jesus dies on the cross. And everybody was really sad. Then yesterday, Rachel told us the next part of the story, which was a happy, exciting part, an amazing part. Can you remember? Mary went to the tomb, the big cave type thing, and that big stone that had been rolled over the entrance, the opening on Good Friday, wasn't there? The stone had been rolled back, the tomb was empty. And do you remember what Rachel told us? That Mary found the gardener and was going to ask him, "Where is Jesus?" And she recognised Jesus. She looked when the gardener turned round. He said her name and she recognised Jesus. She knew it was Jesus. Jesus alive! We were really excited. That part of the story yesterday, an exciting part. And then our story today goes on to later that day. So Mary had gone and told all of Jesus' friends that Jesus is alive. And now there are 2 friends who are walking from where they were there in Jerusalem, the big city. They're walking to their home in a little place called Emmaus. It's about 7 miles. And I think that's a long way. If I was walking, it might take me 2 hours. It might take me 3 hours. Some of you, I bet, could do it quicker if you're really good at running. Are you good at running? These friends of Jesus, they weren't running. They were walking. And they were talking. They were talking about all the things that had happened. So they were talking about what Michelle told us on Monday and what Rachel told us yesterday. And they were sad and they were confused And they didn't know what to think about what Mary had said. Jesus is alive. And then a third person joined them. Now, I'll let you in on a little secret. The third person was Jesus. But their friends didn't recognise him. He wasn't wearing a disguise. He didn't have rainbow feathers on. But they didn't recognise him. They were so sad and confused and frightened. They didn't recognise it was Jesus. And Jesus said to them, "What are you talking about?" Oh! They were shocked. How could this man have been in Jerusalem and not have known what had happened? Jesus had died. This was really sad. And now it was said that Jesus was alive again. How could this man not know? And they said to him, this has happened. And we were so happy to be with Jesus. He was such an amazing person. He loved everybody and he helped people. He made people feel better. He healed them. He did all sorts of wonderful things. And he loved us. And now he's not here. We don't know what it means. We're confused and sad and disappointed. And Jesus said, "Don't be disappointed." And he spent the rest of the walk talking to them, reminding them about God's promises, about all that they'd read before, all that had been said in the years and years and years before, about how God would send somebody really special, would send his son to show how much he loved everybody. And then it was late, and they got to the friend's home. And Jesus went as if he was going to carry on. And they said, "No, don't. It's late. Come in. Come and have a meal." And they still didn't recognise him. They invited him in. They didn't recognise him. He wasn't wearing rainbow feathers, but they didn't recognise him. And he went in with them. And they sat round the table. And they said, "Let's share some food together." And Jesus took some bread and he blessed it and he said, "Let's share this bread." And he broke the bread. And in that moment, the friends round the table suddenly recognised Jesus. They knew it was Jesus. And this was because that last meal that we call the Last Supper that Jesus had with his friends on the Thursday, the day before he died, he'd done the same. He'd broken the bread, he'd shared it with his friends, and he'd said to them, "Whenever you do this, whenever you share bread together, remember me. I am here with you." And so as he did that night, they recognised it was Jesus. And just as they did, Jesus was gone. He wasn't there anymore. But they were so excited that even though they'd come on this long journey and they must have been really tired, I would have been really tired, they got up, they put the coats back on, and they dashed back. And they went all the way 7 miles back to go and tell all the other friends that, yes, Jesus is alive. We've seen him. They didn't recognise him on the walk because they were so sad and confused. And that's a bit like us. Sometimes we can be so sad, so confused, or a bit scared about something that we don't recognise that Jesus is there with us, loving us, helping us, meaning that we are never alone. But even when we don't recognise Jesus, he is there. He's there with us. He's alive. He's present with us, loving us. And so today's craft helps us to remember that. In your envelope, number 3, say 3, and you'll have the instructions on the front, you will find something like this that says on it, Jesus is alive. And inside the envelope, you should have lots and lots of coloured bits. You ready? I'm going to tip mine out. Woo! Here they are, lots of coloured pieces. And the first thing to do You should probably not tip them everywhere like that because they'll go all over your floor. So probably don't do what I just did. Tip them out carefully. And then here you want to peel off the back, and you'll be left with the bit of the front that says Jesus is alive, and you'll be left with some sticky bits. And on the sticky bits, that is where you're going to stick these coloured pieces of paper. So get it, you'll probably put it flat on a table and stick on the different colours. And you can do it in a pattern if you like. You can put lots of the same colour together, or you can put lots of different colour together. Oh yeah, I've chosen lots of different colours. I love colours. They'll remind me of my rainbow feathers. So stick them on one at a time. And then you will have a stained glass window. Now I've only done one part of it. There are another 3 parts to go, and you should have plenty of colour to go on. And when you've done that, if you put this in a window, this colour here will really shine up. You can't see it that well here, but if there's light shining through on your window, it'll look really, really colourful, really joyful and exciting, and it'll remind us Jesus is alive. Thank you for all your photos so far. We have loved seeing them. Those chicks were amazing, and all your inventive names. Please do send us some photos of your stained glass windows. And we also wondered if anybody's done the treasure trail yet. You are looking for eggs, you're looking for 8 of them, and they each have a letter on. So if you find all of them, you'll have 8 letters to put together to make a word. It might not be a word you've seen before, but somebody in your house, I'm sure, will be able to help you. If you can't find any of them, or you're not sure about a clue, do get somebody to ask us on Facebook or email us, because we'd love to be able to help. We'd love for you to find those 8 letters to tell us what the word is. Let's end with a prayer. Loving God, we thank you that through Jesus, we know that you love us. We know that we are never alone. Please help us to recognise Jesus in our lives and to know that we are loved. Amen. See you soon. Bye.